Over the past few years, Dunellen High School has improved its academics. The school has brought in new teachers, added new programs, and have just improved the overall quality of the school. The students have responded positively to the changes. What exactly has been changed?
What I thought needed improvement after I first arrived here was just an overall upgrade in expectations, in student expectations, in staff expectations, in parent expectations. What we needed to do was to strive higher academically, athletically, in the arts, and in all areas of academic endeavor.
Well, when I first started, it was to start a new writing program. We didn't really have a strong writing program at all, besides English classes. So it was about focusing on writing skills that students were lacking, organizational skills, how to write an essay, how to answer open-ended responses, actually how to communicate ideas in writing, which students were lacking.
A lot of the freshmen, like the lower classmen now, like they write a lot, and now Miss Barini is doing like essays for the freshman classes, for like the freshman health classes. Like Miss Panera was helping them with that, and it just looks like it improved more than when I was a freshman. I learned, actually when I was a freshman, when I was in understanding writing, I didn't like writing when I first got in there, but towards the end of the year, my writing skills became more developed.
Setting goals for the course was important. There was no curriculum at the time, so what students needed to learn in order to increase their writing skills. Each month I would set up what I had done and how I looked to improve for the following month and even for the following year. It was all based on growth and improvements. I mean, that's what I was teaching to them, to the students, so I was definitely taking that upon myself too.
I think one of the things I noticed was getting bigger participation numbers out, more kids involved in all the sports and all the activities. So, any goals? No, I didn't have any specific goals in mind. I just wanted to get the whole experience, athletic experience, to be a positive one where kids were participating and enjoying themselves, and hoping that it would also carry over to academics, where playing a sport was important enough for kids to get their grades up and hope that they would continue their education on into college. For the future of athletics, I just would like to continue. I think Dunellen has a great reputation in Middlesex County and in Central Jersey as a small school that always fields tough competitive teams that go out there and play hard, and I think they represent Dunellen. I think the community can be proud of our kids with the way they play and carry themselves.
Well, I think some of the goals we set are some of the goals that I talked about meeting when we first got here. Number one, we wanted to become a more academically oriented school. Secondly, we wanted students to seek courses of study after Dunellen that were going to be more challenging. What I mean by that is we were trying to get students to look at college choices that were going to be more challenging, and we've had some success in that area.
We can say this: we want to overcome friction, so we need just a little bit more.
Do you enjoy physics?
Yeah, I enjoy physics. The challenge, it's actually not that bad now that Mr. Panzarella came.
Well, obviously I think a lot of people were curious as to the expectations of what will come of a new physics teacher, and I think it's transitioned very smoothly, and the kids are enjoying themselves in class. And so far I think there's been a lot of success and a lot of positive productivity with our movement into believing we can achieve a more difficult thought process.
I feel that he brings a new atmosphere to the class where it's not as hard. Like, he makes it fun, you know, everyone's just joking around. It's a good time.
I believe that through daily work, whether physics related or not, I will continue to challenge the kids to prepare themselves for life. As with any subject, your goal is to learn as much as you can, to learn how to think for yourself, and how to apply that to any aspect of your life is what's going to carry on the most.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Mr. Panzarella?
I'd give Mr. Panzarella an 8.
An 8? Solid 8? All right.
One of the reasons I think we've met with limited success, however, is because in the midst of that, the country unfortunately went through an economic downturn, and people have had to look more at their pocketbooks in choosing schools rather than their academic record. But we're hopeful that we can seek out more financial aid for students in the future and get even more students going to good four-year colleges.
I wasn't here to know how kids were reacting before to the class. I got a feel that it was just more of a, let's just stay here, get a grade and get out, like get an easy grade and get out. I hope people look at it as a way of, a different way to be prepared for the future.
Things are 10,000 times better. I mean, he brought in all these computers, his own skills, his own things, whereas before we were almost teaching ourselves. And he's really teaching us what we're doing, showing us how to do the things, and really getting things done.
The main thing I wanted to do when I got here was to try to bring in Macs. Not saying that Macs are better than PCs, but the creative community and colleges mostly use the Mac format. And one thing I would hate to ever happen to one of my students, or to look poorly on me, is they go the first day into a college and them just looking like at stuff and not knowing what's going on and saying, what's this, what's going on, which will immediately put them behind a step. I always want anybody that's been in my class, if they go to college, I always want them to know more than every student in that room. I want them to be already ahead, and I want them to be able to then use that time and just get better.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Mr. Santiago?
Is 1 low or high?
1 is low, 10 being the highest.
Let's go with 10.5.
10.
What I hope to see in the future, Dunellen, is a culture that is more accepting of academics as a priority, where academics, athletics, extracurriculars are all elevated to a high status here at Dunellen, and where there's an increase in pride about everything we do here.
Compared to other schools, I like it just because everyone knows each other more, and then you get to class easier, and the environment is pretty good. I mean, there's no gangs or anything, so I like it.
Been here since kindergarten, growing all the way up to being a senior now. It's going to be sad to leave, like I said, but it's like a second home.
When I first got here, people would say, this is just Dunellen. But we want to get to the point where people are saying, hey, this is Dunellen. Meaning, we do things differently here. We do things better in Dunellen. We want to have more pride in what we do as a learning community.
Time's running by, throat is going dry. I still miss you when I'm not on my own. Silhouette is clear, the echoes disappear, the shadows still remain in my belongings, and your soul